You think you know motorcycles? Think again. Today, we're exposing 10 myths that only dumb riders still believe, ideas that could wreck your bike, empty your wallet, or put you straight in hospital. These myths are everywhere, and it's time we finally set the record straight. Let's start with one of the oldest and loudest myths in motorcycling. Loud pipes save lives. This idea suggests that a deafening exhaust will somehow make car drivers notice you, keeping you safer on the road. But let's think about it for a second. Where does that sound actually go? Mostly behind you, not in front where it matters. Drivers who are about to pull out or change lanes probably won't hear your pipes at all, especially inside modern cars with soundproofing, music, and phone calls. Relying on noise to protect you is like relying on a car horn instead of brakes. If you want to stay safe, focus on visibility. Wear high-vis gear, position yourself in traffic smartly, and ride defensively. Loud pipes might make you feel safer, but they don't change how drivers behave. It's time to let that myth die and ride smart instead of just loud. Some riders convince themselves they can skip protective gear for quick, low-speed trips. It's just a mile down the road. What could happen? Well, plenty. The truth is, most motorcycle crashes happen close to home and at lower speeds. Falling at just 20 or 30 miles per hour is enough to grind through skin, muscle, and even bone if you're wearing shorts or a t-shirt. Asphalt is unforgiving no matter how slow you're going. Your gear isn't just for high-speed highway blasts, it's for the unexpected. The driver who doesn't see you, the oil patch at the intersection, the kid chasing a ball into the street. Smart riders gear up for every ride, no matter how short or slow. Don't fall for the myth that low speed means low risk. It's a mistake you'll only make once. We've all seen that rider who fires up their bike and lets it idle forever, thinking they're doing the engine a favor. The myth says long warm-ups protect your motor. The reality? You're just burning fuel for no reason, and maybe even harming your bike. Modern motorcycles are fuel injected and designed to warm up on the move. After 30 seconds to a minute to get the oil flowing, it's better to ride gently and let the engine come up to temperature under light load. Letting your bike idle too long can cause carbon buildup, foul your spark plugs, and reduce fuel efficiency. It also annoys your neighbors. That old advice about endless warm-ups came from carbureted bikes of decades past, not today's machines. If you want to treat your bike right, start it, wait a minute, and ride off smooth and steady. If you're finding these myths as ridiculous as we do, hit that like button and subscribe so you never fall for bad advice again. And stick around, because the next myth? It's one that keeps beginners stuck, scared, and missing out on bikes they could totally handle. Here's a myth that sounds wise but doesn't always hold up. Big bikes are dangerous for beginners. The idea is that only experienced riders can handle larger engines, but it's not the size of the engine that matters, it's the rider's mindset. There are plenty of bigger bikes that are actually beginner-friendly. Think of bikes like the Honda CB500X or Kawasaki Vulcan S. These offer smooth power delivery, predictable handling, and confidence-inspiring ergonomics. What's risky is how a bike is ridden, not necessarily what it is. A beginner who's respectful, patient, and focused on skill building will be safer on a big, smooth bike than a reckless rider on a tiny sports bike. The key is to pick a machine that fits your comfort level and your style, not just go by displacement numbers. Don't let this myth limit your choices. Ride what suits you, and ride smart. Here's a myth that's been passed down like some kind of sacred wisdom. If you're about to crash, lay the bike down. But let's break that down. When you lay your bike down, you're giving up your brakes, tires, and all remaining control. You're trading maneuverability for sliding metal. Your tires provide far more grip than a sliding frame ever could, and your brakes, especially with modern ABS, give you the best chance at stopping or swerving to avoid danger. The idea that dropping your bike intentionally will save you is outdated and downright dangerous. Sure, there are freak situations where a slide is inevitable, but that doesn't mean you should aim for it. Your priority should be emergency braking and evasive action, not surrendering. Laying the bike down on purpose isn't skill, it's panic, and panic never ends well. Here's a myth that kept a lot of riders in minimal protection. Full face helmets block your vision. The argument is that you can't see as well to the sides, or that you won't hit traffic properly, but modern full-face helmets are engineered to provide wide, clear fields of view that meet strict safety standards. Your peripheral vision is protected. In fact, a full-face lid does a better job keeping distractions like wind noise down, which can help you focus. The hearing argument? Same thing. Helmets muffle harmful noise, but you can still hear engines, sirens, and horns. And here's the biggest fact. Full-face helmets offer the most protection, especially for your jaw and face, which often hit the ground first in a crash. The idea that you're somehow safer in an open-face helmet is not just wrong, it's foolish. We've all heard the guy bragging about his race tires. These slicks make my bike a rocket on the street, except they don't. Racing tires are designed for one thing: hot track conditions where they reach and maintain optimal temperatures. On the street, where temperatures fluctuate, road surfaces vary and conditions change constantly, race tires can actually give you less grip. They're harder to warm up, and until they do, they're slick and unpredictable. That's not exactly confidence-inspiring on your daily ride. Street tires are engineered for the real world. Rain, cold, potholes, and everything else. A good sport touring tire will outperform a racing slick on public roads every single time. Believing race rubber makes you faster or safer on the street? That's just wasting money and risking your skin. Some riders figure, hey, I don't ride that often, my chain's fine without lube. Wrong. Your chain doesn't just need attention after long rides, it needs care because it's constantly exposed to dirt, moisture, and air. Even sitting still, a neglected chain can start to rust or seize. Without regular cleaning and lubrication, your chain wears faster, stretches unevenly, and chews through sprockets. You'll get poor throttle response, jerky power delivery, and eventually, expensive repairs. Worst case, a snapped chain at speed, which can lock up your rear wheel or whip around dangerously. Whether you ride daily or once a month, keeping that chain clean and lubed is basic motorcycle maintenance. Skipping it isn't lazy, it's dumb. Respect your chain, and it'll reward you with smoother, safer rides. A lot of people think sports bikes are only for short blasts or track days. There's no way you can tour on that thing. But the truth is, plenty of riders have crossed countries and even continents on machines like the Yamaha R6 or Kawasaki Ninja 400. Sure, a sports bike isn't the most comfortable touring choice right out of the box, but with a few tweaks, like bar risers, a cushier seat, or soft luggage, you can make it work. Touring is about mindset and preparation, not just the style of bike. In fact, some riders prefer the lightweight and agility of a sports bike on long trips. The myth that only cruisers or ADV bikes can tour is just that, a myth. It's your determination that makes the journey possible, not your bike's ergonomics. Finally, here's a myth that fuels paranoia. Every car driver is out to get you. Now, it's true that drivers don't often see motorcycles, but most aren't malicious. They're distracted, busy, or unaware. Believing that every driver is actively trying to kill you doesn't help. It just makes you tense, aggressive, or reckless. The smarter approach? Assume drivers don't see you, but don't assume they're your enemies. Use that mindset to stay visible, anticipate mistakes, and leave yourself room to react. That's what keeps you safe, not hostility. Paranoia leads to bad decisions. Awareness leads to survival. Trust your skills, ride defensively, and don't let this myth turn you into your own worst enemy on the road. And there you have it, 10 motorcycle myths only dumb riders still believe. The fact is, loud pipes, race tires, or engine size won't keep you safe or make you a better rider. What does? Skill, awareness, and smart decisions. That's what separates the riders who thrive from those who don't. Ride smart, ride safe, and subscribe if this helped you.